Hi all, welcome to Shankar IAS Academy's daily newspaper analysis 28th January 2020. Before getting to the today's list of articles, one important announcement from Shankar IAS Academy is there. It is about a mock interview which is going on in our Annanagar branch, which will be lasting for 28th, 29th and 30th January 2025. If you want to be the part of this mock interview, contact Shankar IAS Academy and register yourself with this program. Without any delay, let's move on to today's list of articles. Look at this first article which is taken from the Indian Express, which talks about technology used by Delhi police in the Delhi election which was planned in February 5th. In this article, we are going to see about geo-tagging technology which is planned to executed in upcoming Delhi election which was conducted in February 5th. This topic is very important from prelims point of view from science and technology topic. The second article which is taken from the Indian Express, which talks about Supreme Court criticizes the lower courts on bail sanctions. In this article, we are going to see about Indian judiciary system with regard to bails given to the accused. Look at this third article which is taken from the Hindu newspaper, which talks about India-China resumes relationship. That is, on amid of Mansarovar Yatra between India-China routes, India and China talks about this and come into the conclusion with the people-to-people centric strategy to develop the India and China's relationship in respect to trade, hydrological data and also the pilgrimage travel. In this article, we are going to see about Mansarovar Yatra, line of actual control and hydrological data between India and China and also trade relationship between India and China. These four topics are very important from prelims point of view and also mains post point of view. So take a note on the article. Look at this fourth article which is taken from the Live Mint newspaper, which talks about death of Guillain-Barré Syndrome in Pune. In this article, we are going to see in detail about what is Guillain-Barré Syndrome and its key symptoms and treatments available for it. This topic is also very important from prelims point of view from the topic of science and technology. Take a note on this article. Without any delay, let's start today's discussion. Look at this article. This article speaks about Delhi police is using technology to prepare for the February 5th election which was conducted in Delhi. In this election, Delhi police planned to execute the geo-tagging method to manage the election process with the help of other technologies. Let's see one by one. In this process, 4 technologies will be used according to the information given by the Delhi police. Let's see what are they. The first one is geo-tagging, the second one is chatbot, third one is enhanced security, the fourth one is model code of conduct. We'll see one by one in detail with their processes, how it helps to manage the election process which was planned in February 5th in the Constitution of Delhi. The first one is geo-tagging. According to this, geo-tagging will help police and parliamentary forces, paramilitary forces who monitoring polling booths and sensitive areas according to the information given by the Delhi police. It also helps officials can view real-time details about location and surroundings and also improving efficiency according to the election processes. The second one is chatbot. Through the chatbot, Delhi police will address queries from officials on election duties such as resolving issues or clarifying doubts during the election day. Third one is enhanced security. Around 220 paramilitary companies will be deployed to maintain law and order in the election location with additional forces from states like Rajasthan, Bihar and Gujarat. The fourth one is model code of conduct. This will update on violations were reviewed and efforts to prevent excess expenditures and remove unauthorized posters were emphasized according to the election process. According to the Delhi police, this technological approach which ensures smooth election management and improved handling of sensitive areas with the help of technologies. from this all scientific technologies, geotagging is very important from prelims point of view. Under science and technology topic, geotagging will be expected to the upcoming preliminary examination. Take a note on it. Let's move on to in detail about geotagging. This geotagging is the process of addressing geographical information such as latitude, altitude, and to various media like photos, videos, websites, or social media posts. And it also enables the identification of physical location of an object, event, or activities which are related to the election process. Now let's see how this geotagging is working under the Indian circumstances. This geotagging technology adopts three minor technologies to work properly. They are GPS system, mobile networking, and Wi-Fi technology, and also the data storage technology. With the use of these three technologies, geotagging is very helpful for the administration and governance purpose in Indian circumstance. That is GPS technology, which is used for satellite based global positioning system to determine exact location. When it comes to mobile network or Wi-Fi, these devices without GPS can use mobile network or Wi-Fi to approximate the location. The third one is data storage. According to this, geo coordinates are stored as metadata along with the media or application data which are related to election processes. These are all the important facts about geotagging technology, and in geotagging technology, the subtopics which are GPS, Wi-Fi, and mobile networking and data storage we have seen. With this, let's move on to advantages of this geotagging technology in election process. With the help of this geotagging technology, it improves transparency and accountability in the governance process of the election, which was planned to conduct in February 5th in the Delhi constituency. It also enhances the decision making of providing location based data, which are all very exact, which will help the police officials and paramilitary forces to track the purpose of Delhi election. It also strengthens the disaster preparedness and responses in real time with the help of this technology. It also reduces the administrative inefficiency in monitoring projects. These are all the advantages of geo-tagging which are used in this election process. Let's see some of the other projects which using this geo-tagging in India. When it comes to geo-tagging, it was widely used in MG Narega, PM Kisan scheme and election management. That is used by this law enforcement for crowd controlling and monitoring polling booths with respect of election processes. That's all about this article. With this information, try to answer the prelims practice question. Look at this question: which technology is most commonly used for geotagging? Option A, artificial intelligence. Option B, blockchain. Option C, global positioning system. Option D, cloud computing. The correct answer is option C, global positioning system. That is GPS system, which are followed in India to tracking administration and implementation process of MG Narega, PM Kisan and election processes across the world. With this, let's move on to next article. Look at this editorial which talks about Supreme Court of India criticized trial and High Court for their reluctance in granting bails, which emphasizes the need to exercise discretionary judiciary. It granted bail to a cleric accused of forcibly keeping a mentally challenged minor at a madrasa and converting him, which highlighted the misuse of bail in judiciary discretionary. We are going to see and elaborate about bail in this article. For that, we have to know what is bail first. Let's move on to the topic. When it comes to the definition of the bail, it is legal process by which an accused person is temporarily released for custody, who are often on the condition that they will appear before the court when he or she is required. It also balances the individual's rights to liberty under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution and the need for judicial procedures to ensure justice among the society. This is all about the bail. Let's see what is the purpose bail is followed in the Indian judicial system. When it comes to the purpose, the first one is preserve liberty under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. That is, protect the accused fundamental right to freedom under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. The second one is prevent arbitrary detention. That is, avoid unnecessary actions again, especially when guilt is not yet established. Third one is judicial efficiency. That is, according to the judicial efficiency, it prevents overcrowding in prison and ensures judicial resources are focused on serious offences. In this slide, we are clearing about what is bail and the purpose of the bail in the Indian judicial system. Let's move on to the types of bail. When it comes to types, there are three types of bails are followed in the Indian judicial system. They are regular bail, anticipatory bail and interim bail. Now let's see one by one in detail. When it comes to regular bail, which was granted after arrest and custody, enabling the accused to leave jail under pending trial. When it comes to anticipatory bail, it prevents pre-trial arrest when there is apprehension of arrest, especially in false or motivated cases. The last one is interim bail. It emphasizes the temporary release for a limited time until a final decision or regular or anticipatory bail is made. And this bails are categorized under their actions, that is, bailable offences and non-bailable offences under CrPC Act. Let's see what is that. Bails are categorized under the offences category, that is under the CrPC Act of Indian Judiciary. Bails can be categorized into two categories according to their severity. The one is bailable case and another one is non-bailable case. Let's see one by one. First one is bailable cases. When it comes to bailable cases, it was defined under the first schedule of the CrPC Act. If the crime comes under the first schedule of the CrPC Act, then it comes under the bailable cases. The second one is bail is a right and the people or magistrate must grant it. Under this bailable cases, bail should be given to the accused, that is the fundamental right, and it was granted by police and magistrate of the particular constituency. For example, minor offences like public nuisance, defamations are comes under bailable cases. Now let's see about non-bailable offences. According to Indian judiciary, non-bailable offences are far more serious than the bailable offences, which is such as murder, rape or terrorism activities among the society. In this non-bailable cases, granting bail is discretionary power of police and also the magistrate of the according to their discretionary. That is, depends on case, facts and judicial satisfactory, they can give that bail or not. That is up to their discretionary power. Under this non-bailable offence, bail is not comes under the Article 21 of the Indian Constitution because severity of the case is different from bailable case. Now let's see some of the legal frameworks under CrPC Act with regard to bails. The first one is Section 437 of CrPC Act, that is bail for non-bailable offences. That is, under this section 437 of CrPC Act, bails can be granted for non-bailable offences. That is, in case of severe offence which was done by the accused, under the discretionary power of the magistrate, they can give bail under the section 437 of CrPC Act. The second one is section 438 of CrPC Act, which recognizes the anticipatory bail to protect against arbitrary actions or arrest against the accused. The third one is Section 439 of CrPC Act. Under this section, power of High Courts and Sessions Court to grant bail is given in that article. According to this section 439 CrPC Act, High Courts and Session Courts can grant bails according to the severity of the case. These are all about the legal frameworks of bail under the CrPC Act. Let's see how accused can apply for the bail and what is the procedure under the CrPC Act. Let's see one by one. The first one is police stations. For bailable offences, that is bailable offences, in that case, bail can be granted directly by the investigating officer of that police station. The second one is magistrate's court. For both bailable and non-bailable offences, initial bail applications are filed here. When it comes to sessions court, which handles serious non-bailable offences and anticipatory bail applications under section 438 of CrPC Act, as we see earlier. The next stage is high courts. For bail in complex cases or appeals in session courts which was rejected by the sessions court will be gone into the high court for the appeal purpose. In that case, high courts can involved in the actions of bail. The last and final thing is Supreme Court. Under this Supreme Court, final authority for bail in exceptional cases or when High Court denies the bail. In that case, Supreme Courts can investigate that case and their severity. Based on that, Supreme Court will give the bail or not. According to this procedure, let's see some of the factors considered for granting bails for bailable and non-bailable cases. When it comes to factors, serious offences, that is nature and gravity of the alleged crime, that was the foremost thing. The second one is accused conduct, that is past criminal history against the arrest person, which will create livelihood of tampering with evidences against that accused. The third one is public interest, which is according to the impact on society and the victim. The fourth one is stage of trial, that is early stage may see reluctance unless the evidence is insufficient. If the trial is in final stage, it would not be works out against this cases which was severely impacted the society and the victim of the case. These are all about the factors involved in this bail consideration of bails. Let's see some of the judicial principles among the conditions of bail. When it comes to judicial principles, bail is the rule, jail is the exemption. That is, courts have consistently upheld that liberty should not be curtailed unnecessarily according to the Indian Constitution. The second one is discretion in granting bail. This should align with establishment of legal procedures and principles which are followed in the Indian judiciary. As per that, High Court or Supreme Court can use the discretionary regarding the granting bails according to their severity of the criminal case. Because of this discretionary power, there is some of the misuses happened in the trial that is also important from mains perspective. Let's see what is it. When it comes to misuse, accused may tamper with evidences or who made intimidated witnesses. In that case, courts impose conditions. Example, not leaving the jurisdiction, surrendering passport to minimize the misuse. To curtail this misuses against the bail which was granted under Indian judicial system, Supreme Courts recommend some of the guidelines to avoid this. Let's see what are they. According to Supreme Court's guidelines, it emphasizes on personal liberty as per the Indian constitutional fundamental rights. And also, trial and high courts should exercise their discretionary wisely with the proper investigation against the accused. The third one is judges must be conscious while deciding bail in sensitive cases which involving societal harm. These are all about the bail system which was followed in the Indian judiciary. In this article, we are covering what is bail and the types of bail and at what condition the bails are considered for the discretionary under high courts and supreme courts, and also the some of the judicial principles with supreme court's guidelines. With this knowledge, try to answer the prelims practice question. Look at this question. Consider the following statements regarding bail in India. Bail for non-bailable offence is a fundamental right under Article 21 of the Constitution. The second statement, anticipatory bail can only be granted by the High Courts or Sessions Court. The third statement, bail is rule and the jail is exemption is a principle upheld by the judiciary in India. According to the statements, which of the above statements is or are correct? Look at the options and try to answer for this question. The correct answer is option B, 2 and 3 only, because bail for non-bailable offences is not a fundamental rights. It will comes under the section 437 of CrPC Act of Indian Judicial System. With this, let's move on to next article. Look at this article. This article speaks about India and China have agreed to resume direct flight issue visas and restart the Mansarovar Yatra after resolving the military standoff at the line of control. From this article, both the sides aimed to strengthen ties by enhancing people-to-people in exchanges and resuming dialogue on hydrological data and trade concerns. The developments come as part of the border bilateral mechanism to stabilize relationship between India and China. Now let's see some of the key points and outcomes of Indian Prime Minister and Xi Jinping's meeting. They both are agreed on people-centric steps to stabilize relations and review the ties during the October 2024 meeting in Kazan. Out of this, there are some significant outcomes are there. Let's see what are they. The first one is Mansarovar Yatra. Mansarovar Yatra, that is Kailash Mansarovar Yatra, will resume in summer 2025 with discussion on modalities to follow. The second one is hydrological data, that is both countries will discuss resuming hydrological data sharing at an upcoming meeting. 75th anniversary of diplomatic relationship between India and China. That is, in 2025, both countries plan to enhance cultural and people-to-people exchanges. And also, upcoming meeting, that is, India will support China's Shanghai Cooperation Organization chairmanship in 2025 with PM Modi's attending Shanghai meeting in June. Let's see one by one with the project significance. The first one is Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. When it comes to its significance, the pilgrimage holds spiritual significance for Hindus, Jains and Buddhists. And also this yatra is conducted under bilateral agreement between India and China. When it comes to location, it was located in Tibet, that is pilgrims use route via Uttarakhand and Sikkim. Suspension and resumption, that is the yatra was suspended due to COVID-19 and border tensions, but it is set to resume in 2025 summer. The next one is when it comes to route, traditional routes including Lipulek Pass in Uttarakhand and Nathula Pass in Sikkim, which was the essential route which leads to the Mansarovar Yatra. With respect of this yatra, Ministry of External Affairs organizes the yatra actually with pilgrims selected through an online application process. Elimination of standoff in line of actual control. Let's see what is it. When it comes to line of actual control, it is a de facto border separating India and Chinese controlled territories which is stretching across Ladakh, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. It was established informally recognized after 1962 after the Indo-China War, but it is not formally determined. Let's see what is the dispute in this location. When it comes to dispute, frequent insurgents such as Galwan clash in 2020, which highlights the tension along the line of actual control. The next one is border management agreement. In 1993, 96 and 2005, agreements aims to maintain peace and stability along the line of control area. For that, some of the mechanisms and resolutions were undertaken. They are platforms like working mechanism for consultation or coordination and special responsibility talks addresses the border dispute in the line of control area. The next one is hydrological data sharing among India and China. According to this, data sharing is critical for flood management and early warning systems, particularly for rivers like the Brahmaputra and Satluj that originates in China. For that, agreement was conducted, that is, India and China signed a memorandum of understanding in 2013 and 2018 for sharing hydrological data during monsoon season to avoid any natural calamities. Why it was suspended? China has withheld data during period of tension such as post-Doklam in 2017. After implication, lack of data affected downstream water management in India. For that, currently it was developed under the discussion on resuming hydrological data sharing or part of bilateral mechanism to enhance both the water management system. Now let's see most importantly India and China trade relations and restrictions. When it comes to India's trade relations and restrictions, trade volume is very important. China is one of India's largest trading partner, but the trade deficit is heavily in China's favor. Restriction imposed by India. India has restricted Chinese investments in sensitive sectors like telecommunication, technology and infrastructure after the Gulf clash. After that, China also imposed some of the restrictions on India, that is, Chinese regulatory practices have restricted India export including IT services and paramedicals. In this scheme, India-China trade was recently developed, which was India is focused on reducing its dependency on Chinese import through initiatives like Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat. Through that, India is trying to be the self-sufficient country without the help of China. The next one is critical products affected, that is mobile phones, electronics, active pharmaceutical ingredients and toys dominates the trade restrictions among India and China trade. The last and foremost thing is Shanghai Cooperation Organization. It focuses on regional security, counter-terrorism, economic cooperation and cultural exchange between India and China. When it comes to membership, this Shanghai Cooperation Organization membership was concluded with China, Russia, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, India and Pakistan with Iran. These are all the member countries of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. When it comes to its features, it promotes multilateral cooperation on security, energy and connectivity. That is, RAT's regional anti-terrorism structure is a key feature for counter-terrorism with the help of Shanghai Cooperation Organization with the member countries who are all involved in this organization. As per the meeting schedule, annual meetings are held with chairmanship rotating among member nations. These are all the important areas we have to cover from prelims point of view with respect to India and China relationship as of now. With this information, try to answer the prelims question. Look at this question with reference to Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Consider the following statements. Statement 1. Chairmanship of Shanghai Cooperation rotates every 2 years among member states. Statement 2. Shanghai Cooperation Organization focuses primarily on counter-terrorism and regional security. Among the statement, which of the statements are correct? Option A, 1 only, option B, 2 only, option C, both 1 and 2, option D, neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option 2. That is, Shanghai Cooperation primarily focuses on counter-terrorism and regional security among its member nations. And the first statement is wrong because it was rotation in basis, but not every 2 years. It is every year it was rotates among the member nations. With this, let's move on to next article. Look at this article. This article speaks about Union Health Minister deployed a team to Pune following a suspect of Guillain-Barré Syndrome death in Solapur. in this article how Guillain-Barré syndrome system is contagious towards the nation's health system. For that, let's see what is Guillain-Barré syndrome. This Guillain-Barré system is important from prelims point of view under the topic of health and diseases from science and technology. We can expect question from this topic, so take a note on this article. Guillain-Barré syndrome is a rarest neurological disorder where the body's immune system mistakenly attacks the peripheral nerves, which leading to muscle weakness, and in severe cases it may lead to paralysis. And this Guillain-Barré syndrome may cause infections through most commonly triggered by the bacterial or viral infections such as the Campylobacteria jejuni, a type of bacteria causing food poisoning, and also Zika virus, cytomegalovirus, and also influenza viruses. When it comes to vaccination, in rare cases, this Guillain-Barré syndrome has been linked to vaccination like the flu vaccines, which are used in animals. When it comes to surgery and trauma, physical injury or surgery can also trigger the immune response that may lead to Guillain-Barré syndrome. Look at this picture. In this picture, you can clearly see the normal nerve of the person, which is presented by myelin substances which are covered the nerve. The person who affected by Guillain-Barré syndrome, whose brain nerves and spinal cords nerves are damaged, like the substance like myelin was affected severely, it may affect the nerves of the particular person who is affected by Guillain-Barré syndrome. This will lead to the severe muscle weakness, and also it may lead to the paralysis condition. Now let's see the key symptoms of this syndrome. Initial weakness or tingling in the legs or arms. Rapid progression of muscle weakness. Paralysis may occur. Pain and numbness in the nerves and the muscles of the infected person, and also the automatic dysfunction of heart rate, blood pressure, and sweating. Lack of coordination and balance in muscle and nerves of the affected person. These are all the common symptoms which are all monitored during the Guillain-Barré syndrome. Now let's see the treatments available for this Guillain-Barré syndrome. When it comes to treatment, the first one is plasma exchange, that is plasma peripheries. This process removes harmful antibodies from the blood. The second one is immunoglobulin therapy, that is high dose intravenous immunoglobulin will help to modulate the immune system and reduce damages in nerves. Supportive care, that is this may include mechanical ventilation for severe cases and also the painkillers for pain management. When it comes to rehabilitation, physical therapy is crucial for recovery to regain muscle strength and also coordination among muscles and nerves. These are all the treatments which are available against this Guillain-Barré syndrome. Let's see some of the issues surrounding by the Guillain-Barré syndrome. They are unpredictability. The progression of this syndrome varies widely from person to person, making it difficult to predict the consequences. And the recovery rate, many people recover fully, but some may experience long-term complications like residual weakness or numbness. Impact on quality of life. Due to severity of symptoms and need for prolonged rehabilitation, this syndrome can significantly impact one's personal life. Psychological stress. The sudden onset and severity of this syndrome can cause psychological distress, which includes anxiety and depression for both patients and families. Because of this consequences, early diagnosis and interventions are crucial in managing the symptoms and improving outcomes for Guillain-Barré syndrome patients and their families. Based on the information we are discussed in this article, try to answer this prelims question. Which of the following statements regarding Guillain-Barré syndrome are correct? This syndrome is primarily caused by viral infection and involves the central nervous system. Statement 2. Symptoms of this syndrome typically begin with muscle weakness in the limbs, which can progress to paralysis. Plasma exchange is one of the treatment options for this syndrome, and also the syndrome has no known trigger and its onset is unpredictable. Select the correct answer using the code given below. According to the statements, the correct answer is option D, 2 and 3 only. Coming to the conclusion, if you like this video, hit like, do comment your valuable feedbacks and share it to your friends and family. At the end, don't forget to subscribe this channel. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.